Let's be honest for a second. Why is it so hard to start something good for you, but so easy to fall back into old, comfortable patterns? The answer is simple. Your brain is designed to save energy. It's a survival mechanism that has been wired into us for thousands of years. Think about it. Our ancestors didn't have the luxury of debating whether to go for a run or watch another episode on the couch. They had to conserve every ounce of energy for hunting, gathering, and surviving. So your brain naturally steers you toward the path of least resistance. It's not because you're lazy or unmotivated, it's because you're human, and your brain is just doing its job. This built-in feature explains so much about our daily choices. You know you should pack a healthy lunch for work, but grabbing a quick, greasy burger from the fast food joint next door is just so much easier. You have a book you've been meaning to read, but picking up your phone and scrolling through social media requires zero effort. Your brain sees these two options and automatically calculates the energy cost. It will almost always push you toward the one that requires less thinking, less planning, and less physical effort. This is the default setting for every single one of us. It's a powerful force that's constantly working in the background, shaping our decisions without us even realizing it. Consider your morning routine. You have the best intentions to wake up early, meditate, and journal. But when that alarm goes off, the snooze button is right there. It's the easiest, most immediate reward. Hitting snooze gives you a tiny hit of comfort and delays the effort of starting your day. Compare that to the effort of getting out of a warm bed, finding your journal, and sitting in silence. The snooze button will win most of the time unless you consciously make the other option easier. This isn't a failure of your character, it's a simple battle of energy management. Your brain is screaming, "Stay here, it's safe and easy," and you have to learn how to outsmart it. The key to changing your life isn't about fighting this fundamental part of your nature with sheer willpower. That's like trying to swim against a powerful current. You'll eventually get tired and give up. Instead, you need to learn how to work with your brain's programming. You need to make the things you want to do the easiest things to do. The secret isn't more discipline, it's better design. By understanding that your brain will always seek the simplest path, you can start to redesign your environment and your routines to make good habits the most convenient choice available. It's time to stop blaming yourself and start changing your strategy. So how do you actually make good habits easier? The secret is to remove every possible point of friction between you and the action you want to take. Think of it like clearing a path in a dense forest. The more trees and rocks you remove, the more likely you are to walk down that path. If you want to start reading more, don't just buy a book and leave it on a shelf in another room. That's creating friction. Instead, put the book on your pillow when you make your bed in the morning. When you get into bed at night, it's literally the first thing you have to touch. You've made reading easier than not reading. Let's apply this to another common goal, working out in the morning. The effort of finding your workout clothes, socks, and shoes in a dark room while you're still half asleep is a huge barrier. It gives your brain plenty of time to talk you out of it. So what do? You lay out your entire workout outfit the night before. Put it right next to your bed. Place your sneakers and socks right there too. Fill up your water bottle and put it in the fridge. You've just eliminated 5 or 6 small decisions and actions that stood between you and your goal. You've made it so easy to get dressed that it feels harder to decide not to go. This principle works for any habit you want to build. Want to drink more water? Don't just rely on remembering to go to the kitchen and fill a glass. That's too much work. Instead, buy a large, reusable water bottle and keep it on your desk, in your car, or in your bag at all times. The visual cue of the bottle sitting right in front of you will prompt you to drink without you even having to think about it. You've reduced the friction to near zero. The habit becomes automatic because it's the most convenient thing to do in that moment. You're no longer fighting your brain, you're guiding it. The same goes for eating healthier. If you want to eat more fruit, don't hide it in the crisper drawer of your refrigerator. You'll forget it's even there. Instead, wash it and put it in a beautiful bowl right on your kitchen counter. Make it the first thing you see when you walk in looking for a snack. You're making the healthy choice the obvious choice. By strategically placing the right items in your path, You are designing a life where good habits happen naturally. You're not trying harder. You're just making it easier to succeed. It's a simple but profound shift in approach that can change everything. Now let's flip the script. Just as you can make good habits easy, you can break bad habits by making them incredibly difficult. You need to do the opposite of what we just discussed. You need to increase the friction. You need to build an obstacle course between you and the bad habit you want to quit. Every extra step you add, every barrier you put in the way, makes it less likely that your brain will choose that path. Your brain wants easy, so you're going to make that bad habit a real pain to get to. This isn't about punishment. It's about strategic inconvenience. Let's talk about the phone addiction that so many of us struggle with. If you mindlessly scroll through social media when you should be working or sleeping, you need to add friction. Don't just put your phone face down on your desk. That's too easy. Log out of all your social media apps after each use. The simple act of having to re-enter your password every single time you want to check your feed adds a layer of effort. For an even bigger obstacle, delete the apps from your phone entirely and only allow yourself to check them on a computer in another room. You're making it so inconvenient that you'll have to really want it. Here's another example. Let's say you want to cut back on watching too much television. The easiest way to do that is to make it harder to turn the TV on. A simple trick is to unplug the television after you're done watching it, or take the batteries out of the remote control and put them in a drawer in another room. That extra 30 seconds it takes to find the batteries, put them in, and then turn on the TV gives your brain a moment to pause and ask, do I really want to do this? That small moment of friction can be enough to make you choose to do something else instead, like picking up that book you left on your pillow. The same logic applies to junk food. If you have a problem with snacking on chips and cookies, the worst thing you can do is keep them in a cabinet at eye level. That's like putting a welcome mat out for your bad habit. Instead, make it harder. Don't buy them in the first place. That's the ultimate friction. But if you do have them in the house, put them on the highest shelf, in the back of the pantry, inside an opaque container. The effort required to get a stool, reach up and dig them out, might be just enough to make you grab that apple from the bowl on the counter instead. You're designing your environment to steer you away from temptation. The most powerful lesson in all of this is that your environment is more important than your willpower. Willpower is a finite resource. It's like a muscle that gets tired with overuse. You can't rely on it to make good decisions all day, every day. Your environment, however, works for you 24/7. By making small, intelligent tweaks to your surroundings, you are essentially outsourcing your discipline to your environment. Think about using technology to your advantage. Set alarms and reminders on your phone, not just for waking up, but for everything. Drinking water, taking a short walk, or stopping work at a certain time. These digital nudges automate your good intentions. There are apps designed for almost every habit you can imagine. Want to meditate? There are apps that guide you through it and track your progress. Want to learn a new language? There are apps that send you daily lessons and reminders. These tools are powerful because they add structure and reduce the mental energy required to start. Instead of having to decide when and how to do your new habit, the app does the thinking for you. It creates an easy, pre-paved path for you to follow. You're not just hoping you'll remember, you are setting up a system that ensures you won't forget. Remember, it's the accumulation of these tiny 1% improvements that leads to massive transformation over time. The goal isn't to become a perfect person overnight. The goal is to get just a little bit better each day. Putting your running shoes by the door doesn't guarantee you'll run a marathon tomorrow, but it does make it more likely you'll go for a walk. And that walk might turn into a jog, and that jog might turn into a consistent running routine. Each small change is like laying a single brick. It doesn't look like much on its own, but over time you can build an incredible life. So stop beating yourself up. You don't need superhuman willpower to build good habits and break bad ones. You are not broken, and you are not lazy. You just need a better system. Start by looking at your environment and asking a simple question. How can I make the good habits easier and the bad habits harder? Change your space. Use technology. Add or remove one small step. These simple strategic changes are the secret to making habits stick for good. It's not about fighting who you are. It's about designing a life where the best choices are also the easiest choices. And that is something anyone can do.